Hello and welcome back to 18 WJTS-Inform. Today we are joined by two lovely ladies, a few familiar faces. There's quite a unique opportunity for collaboration happening in our community that we definitely wanted to highlight. On the couch we have Megan Durloff, the Director of Operations for the Dove House in Dubois County, a more recently established nonprofit to help women with substance abuse and addiction and all that fun stuff. And then, of course, we've got our news director from all of our stations at DC Broadcasting, Joyce Merle, who is actually involved with the Dubois County Leadership Academy. So welcome.
Thank you.
So I'm going to ask Joyce first to kind of explain what we're doing here, what's going on, because I know I can't explain it to the best of my abilities.
So the Dubois County Leadership Academy is a county-wide initiative sponsored by the leadership pillars, and applicants come together from all across the county. They've typically had, I think, around 12 participants per session. This time we have 15, and it's 6 4-hour courses. We started with leadership, and then we went to problem solving, public service, communications, religious and civic leadership. And basically what it is a program for leaders around Dubois County to get involved and see firsthand the operations inside of the different sectors of business within the county. So it really is a fast-tracked, broad overview of what keeps Dubois County moving forward. So the end of our 6 sessions, the 6th one will be a capstone project presentation and graduation ceremony. So each group is tasked with implementing the skills that we've learned within our courses into a physical display of something that will benefit the county. Some examples are the disc golf course in Huntingburg. I know the Dove House recently, last year, got a playground and a couple picnic tables. So this year when we were brainstorming, what are we going to do? Substance use disorder is something very near and dear to a lot of members in our group, and we figured that we would just build right on what the group ahead of us did at the Dove House, and we've decided to collaborate with Megan based off a horticulture study done by IU students to implement a fire pit and swing area with some landscaping to just kind of enhance that outdoor area for the women at the Dove House, because their children are able to come and stay for visits. Megan was gracious enough to open up the house for us to have a tour, and it was really neat to see how much that environment and that home will be, spruced up and made feel like home by our project. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's very interesting to see that not only is the Dove House, again, constantly growing in their coming of more maturity. I mean, you guys have been been open for quite a few months now, not a full year yet, right?
Correct. We opened on November 1st of 2022.
So being able to see that and see that the community is still taking stock and still eager to help out is super exciting to hear for sure. So Megan, kind of going into that, I'd love to hear a little summary about the Dove House and kind of why this partnership is so important.
Sure. So at Dove House, we are a remote location from a Marion County location, and so we're serving Dubois County and some of the donut counties around us. We have a capacity of 15 beds, and so we can serve up to 15 women each night. And the women that we're serving are women who have a diagnosis of substance use disorder. And so the women that come to Dove House are working really hard to break typically lifelong habits of substance use. And for most of the women who we come to Dove House, their average age of first use is 13. And when you ask yourself, what 13-year-old is using substances, almost all of them have experienced some form of trauma. And so our program is a very trauma-informed program, and we take a trauma-informed lens whenever we work through substance use disorder. And some of the things that are really proven to help address trauma and substance use disorder is embodiment. And so whenever you talk about or think about, some of the ways that the body, especially a young brain, is handling trauma, you're oftentimes disembodied, right? You get out of your body and you're in your thoughts constantly. But the way that this project helps support the treatment of the women at Dove House is it provides opportunities for the women to become embodied and really focus on like the 5 senses. So with the permaculture study, it had things like a sensory garden, to feel the soft plants or to smell the lavender. It had things like the swings that you all are working on, and so the swinging back and forth really helps to soothe, self-soothing. It's also an opportunity for sustainability for food sourcing. So we've had wonderful partnerships with like Purdue Extension and IU Southeast Rural for center engagement. And the way that all those things are coming together to just support and enhance the treatment and also teach the women coping skills is just a really beautiful thing.
Yeah, I mean, I have had the opportunity to go volunteer at the Dove House recently, and I'm still just amazed how homey it feels. Mm-hmm. You guys have done a wonderful job making it feel comfortable so that these women can hopefully thrive and continue to grow in their own personal sense. So being able to provide something like the Dubois County Leadership Academy group is doing is just going to add extra or even more strengthening ability and just make it so that what they're working on themselves is a lot easier. We would hope so.
Yeah. I mean, we work to kind of raise the bar, the standard of what treatment could look like and should look like. And with the project that they have, it offers opportunity to be out in nature and to connect with others, which are primary factors in recovery, that connection piece with other people. And whenever you're out in nature, it helps boost mood, all of those things, again, just like complement recovery really, really well.
Kind of going off that, the opposite of addiction is connection. So if we're building off that and applying the whole Maslow's before you bloom theory, getting the women outside and raising the bar by meeting those lowest level needs really helps fortify that connection. And that's really what the goal of our project is to give these women a basic need by providing them just the space to process their feelings so that they can bloom into those emotional processing things that are going to allow them to heal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a beautiful thing when you kind of explain the bigger picture, and again, that's what we would only hope for all the doves at the Dove House, near, far, everywhere. But it's very definitely, and I did want to point out also that all of these behavioral tactics that you guys are kind of using, they are scientifically backed, or they have research behind them. So it's not just saying, oh, well, we like outside, so that must mean it's good. Like, all of this has true backing to it, which is much needed.
Yeah. And evidence-based approaches to substance use disorder are at the core of what we do at Dove House. And a lot of times, you think, of course, we're going to have case management, and we're going to have individual therapy, and we're going to have group therapy. But this sort of thing that comes alongside to enhance and support the things that are happening in the classroom and in the therapy office, you're like you said, it just really fortifies the work that they're doing, and strengthens the women, because it gives them real life coping skills that they can use further down the road.
In their mental toolkit, hopefully they take it with them for the rest of their lives.
Yep, that's right.
So Joyce, I specifically wanted to ask about why you're here to represent your group for the Leadership Academy, and what you're gonna hopefully be reaching out to people asking about.
Absolutely. So we have had a licensed contractor take a look at the building plans for the swing and fire pit area that Megan approved, and we've kind of hashed out the financial details, and we do have a budget that we're asking for. We're going to set a fundraising goal of $5,000. That's about a little over double what our projected costs are. However, with the goal of that extra money in our budget, the Dove House is completely free to women. They never pay for rent, they never pay for food, they never pay for laundry. And Megan had mentioned when we were on our tour that they were in need of more sheets so that they could service more women. So our goal in asking for this $5,000 as a fundraising is to meet the needs of what our materials are for the fire pit and swing, but then also hopefully get them a good stock of grocery store gift cards, supplies for the house, anything that we could use to make their operations more smooth and kind of meet their baseline needs as a provider, because the women couldn't get their recovery without Megan and her staff. And if we can help make their jobs a little bit easier by collecting extra donations on top of our project, then I feel like we would consider ourselves successful.
Wow.
I think that that's one of the coolest things about Dove House. One of the many wonderful things that I love about Dove House is that what you just said, you know, the women that come to the home, they come, some of them, with nothing, absolutely nothing. And we've received generous clothing donations. We've received toiletries, towels, bed sheets, food. And whenever you do think of that hierarchy of needs, if we're meeting all of their basic needs, such as a roof over their head and food and place to sleep, then they're able to focus all of that brain space and energy on getting well and healthy again and returning to this community as a contributing member. And we don't require that somebody has insurance. We don't require that they have the capacity to be able to pay. We just ask that they give us 90 days of a commitment, and at minimum, they can stay for up to 2 years, and a willingness to work on getting healthy, and we will meet all of their needs while they're there.
Wow. I didn't know the extensiveness of this donation. So not only is this giving a space to the doves at the Dove House, but it's also going even further and making sure that you guys have your supplies covered for hopefully a while.
Yeah,
So
that's amazing.
yeah, I'm just blown away and very excited definitely to hear that the Dove House is continuing to get support from organizations big and small all around the area, because I mean you guys are still ever growing, and we're only looking forward to the greatest things for your organization for sure.
Thank you. I don't think that it would be possible without the community support that we've received. It's been really amazing to go to different churches and schools and just youth groups, just people who are coming alongside Dove House to really make sure that we're successful has been amazing. It's been really amazing.
So Joyce, with all the fun financial donations and whatnot, what do we need to know to get started on this?
Absolutely. If you would like to be a part of what we're doing to help the Dove House and what they're doing to help the doves and the women of our community as a whole, you can head over to the Dove House website. Megan will have our fundraising letter there, and it details our project, a little bit about what the Dubois County Leadership Academy is, and our budget. If you'd like to donate and are ready to do that without reading the letter, checks can be made payable to DCLA and dropped off here at the 18 WJTS studios on 3rd Avenue in Jasper, or I'm sure if they got dropped to the Dove House, Megan would be happy to get them to us as well. We haven't really set a date on when we're gonna stop collecting. However, our graduation ceremony is August 21st, and we would like to have the project done by then. So, yeah.
So quite a few months to be able to donate, but no matter how big or small the donation, it always matters. And in that same vein, the Dove House has constant donations being accepted as on the website as well, plus an Amazon wish list and all that stuff, right?
Yes, you can find more information about how to get involved at Dove House at www.doverecoveryhouse.org, And on there you can find our Amazon wish list. You can find opportunities to support a dove and their stay. It costs on average about $300 per week for each dove to stay at the Dove House. So it goes a long way, the support that we receive.
And I mean, I work with the Dubois County Humane Society often as well, and I feel like you guys are in the same thread that if someone finds themselves that they have extra supplies or anything that a woman might need, you can just drop it off at the door.
Yes, absolutely. Anything that you could imagine to run a household would be something that we could definitely use, from cleaning supplies to laundry detergent to dishwashing soap, all of the things. And also on our website you can find ways to connect with us and to get involved in volunteering, which is also a really fun way to give back in our community as well.
Which I will say from experience is fairly easy. You just gotta play some email tag and it gets done. So only good things. Well, do either of you have anything else to say to the masses or anything like that before we wrap up?
No, just keep an eye out on dovehouserecovery.org and 18WJTS for our fundraising letter, and drop checks off made payable to DCLA at 18WJTS Studios on 3rd Avenue in Jasper.
And I would just thank you all and our community for the support that we've received at Dove House. Without you all, it would just not be as successful as it has. And I've been able to witness women just grow and bloom into the women that they were always meant to be. And it's because of the support from this community. And it's been amazing.
We're super thankful, not only from the company, from individuals ourselves. I think I can speak for Joyce.
Absolutely.
This is it's a personal journey to be able to give back to something like this, because it's what Dubois County has needed for a long time. So we're again, I'm just super ecstatic to see where it can go, because you guys can only go up.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you both so much again for sitting down with us and being able to talk about the Dove House and Dubois County Leadership Academy and all the great stuff that's going on behind the scenes. And thank you so much at home for watching. You have been watching 18 WJTS in Form, where we are local people watching local people.